not anymore. 19 years ago, when it was launched publicly to bring people together to share memories and photos, I was a fan. Since then, it's taken a slow slide into an arena where anyone can write or spew anything with no responsibility or repercussions. It's not a safe space, as we've witnessed this week, and its ugliness has crossed over into our school. When a board member begins their term of office, you take an oath to protect the district, our children. You become a regent of their education and well-being. Your words matter. As Americans, we enjoy and cherish free speech. It wasn't long ago we could banter, argue, and debate politics with neighbors and friends. But that time has passed as well. Common sense and good judgment, as my old boss would say, is absent, and keyboard warriors type and click their abhorrent views into our communities. It's so easy to verbally assault fellow humans that we don't agree with, even threaten violence. The First Amendment of our Constitution guarantees free speech. Americans can say what they want without fear of imprisonment. The question is, should we always? We can all agree violence, if seldom, is ever the answer. When adults, especially those who have been wards of our students, suggest, joke, or advocate violence, our children are listening. Staunton Community Unit District Number 6 has been my home for over 30 years. The adults who serve our students are my family. The countless children who have graced our halls are my children. When someone threatens them, even as a joke, I will not remain silent. I will not hide behind Facebook even. When I disagree with someone, I look them in the eye. Thank you.
Ms. Goldberg, thank you very much. And we thank you for your numerous years of service to our district as well. Next up, we have Ms. Chelsea Pruden.
Yeah, so I'm gonna speak for her.
Chelsea could not be here.
Her father passed away today.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Her father passed away today.
Oh,
Yeah, she was
nice.
supposed to be here, we're speaking on her.
I'm so sorry. Could you please tell us your name?
I'm Susan O'Donnell.
Susan O'Donnell.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Okay. So forgive me, these are her words, okay?
Not ours.
These aren't our words, we're speaking on her behalf, so just keep that in mind. Good evening, Superintendent Allen, members of the Staunton School Board, and community members. We are here on behalf of a parent by the name of Chelsea Pruden, who is also a concerned mother and woman in this community that could not make it tonight. They asked us to come before you tonight not only for her, but on behalf of numerous women and parents who have reached out to her. Many who are afraid to speak out publicly because of what Mr. Studich might do. No school board member should be speaking the way Derek Studich has publicly done. In a recent Facebook thread, he wrote, and I quote, "They seem crazy enough that I consider carrying wherever I go for self-defense. But I wouldn't want that pesky gun to be in its holster and go off on its own." Even if he meant it as a joke, it is not a harmless statement coming from someone in public office. When a school board member speaks about carrying a firearm in relation to local residents who disagree with his politics, it carries implied threat, intimidation, and division, especially in today's climate. A note I would like to make is that after Chelsea posted about it going into this meeting, Mr. Studic's wife messaged Chelsea talking about Chelsea's husband, who they share a workplace with, in a threatening manner, her marriage, and talking about how sad she is about her being a parent at all. No parent ever deserves to have that said to them. Another note, he was making this in a comment in reference to somebody formerly on the Macoupin County Board of Directors who recently lost her husband. It is also important to note that Mr. Skudich is a police officer, which means that as long as he remains in good standing with his department, he is legally allowed to carry a firearm almost anywhere. As a parent, they feel it's necessary to ask, does that include our schools or school grounds? And if so, what safeguards or policies are in place to ensure that community and student safety are prioritized? We live in a time when political violence is rising in America. In the first half of 2025, there were roughly 150 politically motivated attacks, nearly double the number from the same time last year. Experts continue to warn that violent rhetoric and political hostility are fueling these incidents nationwide. This is not a climate where such remarks can or should be tolerated. As a board that represents our schools, students, staff, and families, you bear a special responsibility to set an example of integrity, empathy, and restraint. Public service demands accountability. She and other parents respectfully call on this board to, 1, investigate Mr. Skudich's public comments and determine whether they violate district policy or community standards. 2, issue a formal statement condemning violent or threatening rhetoric from any school board member. 3, reaffirm a code of conduct that prohibits intimidating or divisive language, including online. And 4, clarify and publicly communicate firearm policies for elected officials and staff who are licensed to carry weapons, particularly in school settings. The children of the school are watching how adults lead. We expect our local leadership to stand for safety, respect, and accountability, not fear or division. Thank you. And if you need the thread of this, Chelsea has that. So if, for records purposes, she has it, we do not have it at the moment.
Derek, you were laughing, do you have anything to say?
No, I didn't know what was the part about the firearms policy. Okay.
It says, clarify and publicly communicate firearm policies for elected officials and staff who are licensed to carry weapons, particularly in school settings.
And I will defer to Mr. Gorman later, we will do that. So we will let Ms. Pruden know, and please give our dearest condolences to Ms. Pruden. We thank you very much, Mr. Donnell, and your name? Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Eileen Adams. Eileen, I'm sorry, is it Eileen? Eileen? Eileen
Sorry,
Adams.
your last name.
I'm sorry?
I'm here last minute. Chelsea was gonna speak and I was gonna listen to her speak, but, yeah. I'm not here to kick a dead horse. I'm not doing that. We've already heard it twice. I have nothing against you as a person. I'm also pretty conservative, okay? Just gonna put that out there. As someone who works at the school board, you understand that your job, number one, is to take care of the community and the kids. Politics, everybody hates politics. Nobody actually wants to sit here and talk about politics, okay? I wanna know, would you be comfortable saying what you said in front of the students? Would you be comfortable saying that in front of my 3-year-old who goes here, goes to this online? And the answer to that is no. Why would you put it so publicly online? Why would you address any human being like that? Again, I didn't write a letter, I
That's
didn't
fine, Eileen.
I
That's
didn't
fine.
prepare anything. I need to know if you understand what you did is wrong, and if you plan on not doing it again. That's it. I don't care about politics, I don't care about any of the other stuff. They brought up all the good points already, I got nothing else.
I defer to myself, that's all I can say.
We will, during the meeting, this is on the agenda, and,
That's
Mr.
it.
Student has asked for a minute to address us then, so we will do
That's
so.
I just had that question.
We could not, thank you enough, Eileen, for bringing this child and speaking here tonight.
Again, this is very last
We
minute.
thank you very much. Yes.
So if you
We
find
thank
your
you.
time right now.
I have the utmost respect that you had the courage to come and speak. Thank you so much.
for your time and your commitment in this selfless position to the kids of Staunton School District. I know how much words take, because I'm on several. But that being said, you are a public figure. And school board members are representative of the school district 24/7. The ethical ramifications of their actions and comments matter. If a student made an innuendo, gun accidentally going off, how would it be done?
In its holster.
A gun going off? Our students should not be held to a higher standard than our school board members. Is there a code of conduct or ethics training addressing hostile environment or similar for board members? That's all I have. Thank you.
And Ms. Ricardo, thank you very much. Referring to our attorney, Gorman, we are making note of the questions that they have requested be answered. One of these, Laura has brought up, the ethical training during board training. We will be answering these questions that you bring up, and we greatly appreciate them regarding firearm policy on school premises, regarding ethical training, regarding hostile environments on schools. I do ask, there is a gentleman right there in the back who's recording everything, and if you don't mind sharing that, I would love to have these. I'll give you my cell number if you could share it. That would be great, because then also, if I'm missing something, we could get it from the recordings. Thank you.
Hi, speaking on ethics, is it ethical for a board member to laugh at a member of the community when they're standing up there addressing them? Because ethically speaking, I don't think that that's proper. That was extremely untrue. That was disrespectful to my mother.
Come on up.
Oh, no, I'm fine right here.
What's your name?
My name's Danielle, Laura was my mother, she was up there speaking. He rudely laughed, he has that on record. That's disgusting behavior of a board member.
And we thank you. We thank you for speaking out. Thank you. Yeah, I was, supposed to do that, and I'll do that because, I did not in the beginning because the crowd looked so well behaved. I'm blanking out for a better phrase. The crowd looked so well behaved that I didn't say it. I had very well meant to say it, but please respect each other. That goes for the board, that goes for everybody in this room. Whoever has the floor and is speaking, please give them your utmost attention and respect. It doesn't matter if you do not agree with their opinion and iota, it doesn't matter. They're deserving of your respect. It takes all sides to come to solutions. All sides, and all voices matter. All voices matter. So I could not emphasize that more. Thank you for reminding me. Yes. Next up, we have Chris Schiefer.
I'm a very good public speaker, but I'm gonna try to give this a go. Good evening, members of the school board. My name is Chris Schaefer. My wife and I are here to support the member Derek Beach. Lately, there's been a lot of talk about some of Derek's social media posts. And while they're drawing criticism, we feel like he's been unfairly targeted for sharing his personal opinions and exercising threats. His posts are not threats. They were protecting himself and his family. Hence, he never really ever said carrying a gun to a problem. That actually is taking into account of what you're thinking on this. I did recommend that to there, because not actually on this, there's something I actually think that's really. It's really important to look at what he actually said and meant instead of jumping to accusations. One post, for example, was meant as a joke. He shared it in a space with people who share the same similar views as him. And it's really meant to be humorous, and I know it can be taken out of context here too as well. We all joke around every single day. Everybody's human in that aspect. Should it have been said? Maybe not. But it was in a group of his own peers. actually speak in a group of our own peers? Do we not? Some of the criticism Derek has received has come from individuals who strongly disagree with his views about everything, which we all have our own right to actually speak what exactly we want to talk about. While people are entitled to their own opinions, it's clear that Derek's posts themselves are not offensive or threatening. Since he joined the board, Derek has made a real difference in keeping the community informed. His updates and transparencies help families like ours understand what's happening in our schools. Having a board member who communicates openly is something we truly appreciate. We hope the board will handle this situation fairly, giving all members the freedom to express themselves without fear of being misunderstood. Our focus should always stay where it matters most, supporting our students, teachers, and families. Thank you for listening to me at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Schaefer.
Thank you very much.
That brings us to the end of all who have signed up to speak, but, anybody who has changed their mind is welcome to ask. Yes, please come up. And your name, please?
My name's Sarah Angel. Good evening, Sarah. Before I begin, I would like to read a letter from a county board member in support of my husband. To all it may concern, I am absolutely astonished that I'm even having to write this letter. The accusations being made against Derek Swedish are outrageous. I can't even say they were misinterpreted, as I cannot fathom how somebody could read his comment and deduce that he threatened violence. To claim that he was threatening violence in any way is truly dangerous behavior that is taking place. I am disgusted with the words and behaviors of so many. Many of these same people claim to support the recent county board resolution condemning political violence. Yet now, the same ones are inviting violence to his door for political reasons. Here are some real facts. When several community members were invited to a meeting about how to spend grant funds for our school district, Derek was the only other person besides myself to attend. He had no obligation to be there. He just truly wants what is best for the school and his students. 2, long before he was on the school board, he promoted important improvements to be made at the school. 3, he spoke at length about the social remodeling plans, provided descriptions and renderings, and answered questions. He did all of this because he believed in the cause. 4, he has been a staunch advocate for the safety of all students, staff, faculty, family, and visitors of our school district. He has spent hours of his free time researching and having conversations about how we could have, in my opinion, much needed school resource officer. I could go into his years of service as a law enforcement officer, a community leader, a volunteer, etc. I could also tell you that you'll be hard pressed to find someone as loyal and committed to a worthwhile cause. I could tell you all of the amazing things he will bring to his school board. Instead, I want you to truly focus on the facts above, because those are what matter. Derek Swedish cares about our town and our school. He cares about the safety of all who have entered through these doors. Don't let political pressure cloud your judgment of facts. Thank you, Holly Clausing. I want it to be known, there was a previous person up here talking about my comments towards Chelsea Pruden. I want it to be known that I am now dealing with the same issue in my workplace. I am a state worker. I am a nurse. False and slanderous accusations and statements have been made about him by the main accuser's husband. These statements are entirely untrue and can be easily disproven. Because of his actions, he may face corrective action in his own workplace, our workplace. I have tried to handle the situation respectfully and professionally, but I find it harassing and deeply inappropriate that has reached into my professional life. I'm here tonight because this has gone on far beyond acceptable behavior. The lies and personal attacks need to stop, and accountability needs to start. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a good comment. All right, we have one more?
I also have a lot of positive emails from people that could not be here.
We have received them, but thank you.
Can I,
Sure.
Thank you, board. I appreciate the opportunity to speak, counselor. I don't have a prepared statement. I would just like to make the comment, I understand that you guys are going to be evaluating this particular issue later this evening. I hope that each and every one of you have had the opportunity to look at it in its entirety, the posts, to get it in its full context. I'd ask that each and every one of you that are sitting here to make this decision weigh the consequences of whatever decisions you make, that same measurement, that same scale, blind justice, as we have the counselor sitting here, that if you were in the same position and you were being profiled or targeted, whatever terminology you'd like to use, that whatever consequence that you're going to display to this individual, you're prepared to accept that if it were you. Because again, in this cancel culture environment, we don't lay down the First Amendment right, the Second Amendment right, or any of our other freedoms when we are an elected board member, and I sit on multiple boards myself. Please understand that this could happen to any one of us. And we have policies, rules, laws in place that if there's truly a threat, a crime, something that needs attention, we have the rule of law. And we have the opportunity and measures to arrest the individual, to charge them, and to have the judicial system reflect whatever that consequence is. And remember that as board members, the individuals that are sitting here were elected by the community. You don't have to agree with everything that's being said or done. You have the right to vote them out their next term, or handle other things, but please take into consideration again whatever scale of justice you're choosing to respond to tonight, that you evaluate that and what the potential unintended consequences will be in the future. Thank you very much for your time.
Right, we're drawing to a close of our public session here.
Thought there was one more.
I had asked for us to sign, but can I just have a show of hands by whoever would like to speak next? Just to get an idea of the time, yeah. Just to get an idea, so after this, one more? Perfect. Go ahead.
Good evening, I didn't prepare anything.
Once again, your name is?
My name is Natalie Weidler, and, concerned citizen. And this is not an isolated incident, with Mr. Studick. I've known about his reputation on his many posts and his many changes in his Facebook name due to his not meeting Facebook standards, due to comments he has made. And one thing that I keep thinking about back there is, we teach our children by example. Children see us. And, observational learning, that's one of the first things, as a counselor, I learned, is children learn by observing others. And through the behaviors that we show, the comments that we have, that we share, do matter. Like many of others have shared today, and I just ask, if we're going to hold our students up to certain standards, we should hold ourselves up to the same standards. If a student made those comments, they would be expelled, at least suspended, I would hope. At least a term, a certain period of time that they wouldn't be able to participate in something, have some sort of consequences. And I think that's what we're looking for, is some sort of consequences and standards that, as elected officials, that you have to hold. You can't just go out and spiel things, yeah, you have the right to your opinion, and I'm a believer in the First Amendment, but you have consequences sometimes to sharing and saying things on that First Amendment. And this is one of the consequences that we have, is your constituents coming and sharing that they don't agree with what you say. I'm not really agreeing, but setting standards and setting things in place in order so it doesn't happen again. 10 years, 5 years, 20 years from now, looking back on this, and the standards this is may set for our future, because it matters. That's all I express.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it, Natalie, thank you.
Jeff Smith, I didn't come here intending to speak tonight at all, and I want to change the subject from everything everybody's talked about. It was brought up in previous meetings about recording the board meetings and maybe even live streaming them. And here we're asking a member of the public to email you the video. And I think that right there should be enough evidence that the board needs to be considering that and recording it. And, you know, you got room for 30 people in here, there could be 300 people watching this right now and taking it all in, so I think that's something that needs to be considered as well. That's all I wanted to speak on.
Thank you. All right, I think that was as robust of a public session as we have ever had. I'd like to thank all those who extemporaneously found the courage to stand up and speak their minds. We thank you. That is what a true, robust democracy does. So from the bottom of our hearts, we thank you all. With that, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Yes. Second, too.
Motion by Supervisor
Yes.
Derek.
Yes.
Yes, Robert?
Yes.
Clayton?
Yes.
Brad?
Yes.
Dr. Dale?
Yep. All right, Mr. Superintendent, your report.
Yes,
Take us
I have a
through
few
the
items I
highlights,
wanted to
yeah.
highlight this evening. First is we had a recent call with